Welcome back to another lecture series on fluid mechanics. This will be the fifth lecture in Module 1. So in this video, we'll hold on for a moment before we proceed for discussing the other lecture series. Here, we will discuss the pioneers of fluid mechanics, those scientists, mathematicians, physicians who have contributed into this field. We'll try to see the stages of development in a chronological order. It's me, your tutor, Ganasam Singh Yurembam. So when we look back into the history regarding the contributors of fluid mechanics, simply we cannot ignore one person, Archimedes. He was considered as the father of fluid statistics, the most famous mathematician and inventor in ancient Greece. He is well known for the formulation of the Archimedes principle and for the Archimedean screw, which is a lifting device. You can also have a glance at the figures which I have given on the right side. Another pioneer we can discuss is Leonardo da Vinci. He was an Italian painter, draftsman, sculptor, architect and engineer. He was among the first who made progress in fluid mechanics, and he is considered one of the world's most gifted painter. The creator of Mona Lisa was also having keen interest in anatomy and natural sciences. He also made several attempts to study the flight. Evangelista Torricelli, he was an Italian scientist who were the first man to create a vacuum and to discover the principle. He invented barometer. He also related barometric height to weight of atmosphere. Another pioneer we can see is Blaise Pascal. He was a French mathematician, physicist and a philosopher. During the 1640s period, Pascal contributed to hydrostatics. He formulated the famous Pascal's law of pressure and also significant contribution to pressure transmissibility. Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was an English physicist and mathematician who was famous for his laws of physics. In mechanics, his three laws of motion, the basic principle of modern physics, resulted in the formulation of law of universal gravitation. In terms of fluid mechanics, he formulated the Newton's laws of viscosity and also discovered the jet contraction. Daniel Bernoulli was a Dutch-born member of the Swiss mathematician family. Some of his most important work considered the basic properties of fluid flow, pressure, density and velocity, and gave the famous Bernoulli's principle. Some more pioneers we can discuss. They are listed here. Leonard Euler. So he was one of the math's most pioneering thinkers. He formulated the basic equation of motion and thereafter the so-called Bernoulli's theorem. We also have Antoine Chézy. He was a French hydraulic engineer. He is well known for the Chézy's formula, which is related to the velocity of pipe flow. He also used the formula in modified form for open channel flow also. We can also have or discuss Louis Marie Henri Navier. He was a French mechanical engineer and was specialized in continuum mechanics. The Navier-Stokes equation are named after him and George Gabriel Stokes. Also we can see some more pioneers or legends in the fluid mechanics who have contributed to the fluid mechanics. Jean-Louis Marie Pujols, a French physician and psychologist. He formulated and published the famous Pujols law, or more commonly known as the Hagen-Pujols equation, which applies to mathematical expression for the flow rate of the laminar flow of fluids in circular tubes. You can also see Henry Darcy. He was a French engineer who has contributed significantly in the field of hydraulics. He formulated the famous Darcy's law for flow in porous media. Julius Weisbach. They gave the famous Darcy's Weisbach equation, an empirical equation in fluid mechanics, which is named after Henry Darcy and Julius Weisbach, both of them. So this equation relates the loss of pressure head or head loss due to friction along a given length of pipe to the average velocity of the fluid flow for an incompressible fluid. Some more we can discuss. They are William Froude, an English English engineer, hydrodynamist, and a naval architect, he gave the Froude number. Robert Manning, an Irish engineer, who gave the Manning's formula and several other formulas for open channel flow. Last but not least, we also have Osborne Reynolds, who was a British engineer, physicist, and an educator who is popular for his works in hydraulics and hydrodynamics. So that was some of the pioneer or legends who have made significant contribution in the field of fluid mechanics. So in the upcoming lecture series, their contributions will be expressed in a more detailed manner. So that was all for this video series. Thank you all for watching.